My name's Adam O'Kelly, and it was August 19th, 2009 that I found out that I had cancer. My medical diagnosis at the time was AML, which is acute myeloblastic leukemia, which I did a little bit of research, and there's 4 main types of leukemia, and lucky me, it was the worst one.
I remember being in the office when the doctor told Adam, and I just feel like, I don't know, a glaze kind of went over, and I heard him, but that's about all I heard. It was just so far away. I was so far removed from thinking that it would be cancer because, you know, why would it be? We just finished P90X as a couple. Like, we were in great shape.
I remember vividly waking up one night, and it was the only time that I cried during the whole thing. And I remember Amanda being there, and I was scared to die. But I remember wrestling with God about that for a while, and I got to a point at 31 years old where the Lord revealed to me that I didn't have to be afraid of that. God saw me down to MD Anderson, gave me a great doctor down there, and the prescription was to do a pretty intense course of chemotherapy.
That's when it was like, okay, this is real and we're doing it. And this is really hard, and it really does stink, and it's not pretty, and it's not fun.
The process last time was 6.5 months of treatment, or 4 rounds of chemo, but it took 6.5 months. I was in remission after 2 rounds, but they keep going. I mean, they just because you're in remission, they don't stop.
There were obviously bad days that were emotional and hard to get through. I remember people not only bringing our food, we had such lovely women that are still at this church today who graciously cleaned our house. There were men speaking with my husband and just helping him also process his emotions and process his thoughts. So that allowed me to really feel God's grace carry me through, and that strength to help me and go, okay, God, we can do this.
9-10 years away from this, from my first bout with leukemia, I asked my doctor point blank, I was like, why do I keep coming to see you? And he said, well, we're a research hospital, we want to keep statistics. And I said, what are the odds that after 10 years that I'm going to have this again? And he said, about the same as anybody else's. And so I kind of interpreted that to say that I was cured. In November of 2020, around Thanksgiving, I had a cold. So I went and got tested for COVID twice, and I didn't have COVID. And so I emailed my MD Anderson doctor on a Sunday. He emailed me back on a Sunday. And he said, yeah, come down, let's take a look. And so he ordered a bone marrow biopsy, which can confirm leukemia or not. By that Friday, which was December 18th, he called me on that Friday and said that it is AML again.
I think at first it was just like, okay, we're doing this again, and I'm not excited about it. I think having kids this second time with Adam having cancer, I think has been way more difficult than the first go-round.
In a way, it brought a little bit of fear back into my life, because now it's not about me, it's about my kids. So I trust God with me, but do I trust Him fully with my kids? And it's taken me a while to get there, because I worry about my kids. When they hurt, I hurt.
When we told the kids, of course their first initial thought is Daddy gonna die? And hearing Adam explain to the kids, probably not, but we're not promised tomorrow, so we're all gonna die at some point. So trying to not withhold, but also trying to explain, even still God is good and He's gonna take care of us.
What my doctor told me was, now that you've had relapsed AML, we don't wanna treat this with just chemotherapy. We did it last time, but he said the odds of since it's come back one time, the odds of it coming back is north of 90%. And it gets tougher to fight every time. He's recommending, and we're pursuing a what's called a stem cell transplant or bone marrow transplant.
Transplant for a patient is usually the last effort, the last resort. It is not a guarantee that it's going to cure them. I can't tell you over the years how many patients that I've had to say goodbye to. Even if you find a match, you don't know if it's going to be successful. But it's the last shot that person has.
We found a match, a 10 for 10 match in the bone marrow database. He's already donated his cells, so they're ready, waiting for me. March 22nd, I will be admitted to the hospital for 1 month, which I'm not looking for. I say I'm not afraid of this whole process, and I'm really not, but I'm really not looking forward to being in the hospital for 1 month.
Preparing for a transplant, it can be very difficult. What the goal is at that point is to kill off the body's immune system, to kill off that blood-making ability, to kill off their marrow, to stop it from producing, and get it ready to receive the donors.
I've used some verses that really helped me through this time, and one of them that I really lean on: consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kind, because you know the testing of your faith develops perseverance, and perseverance must finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything.
Adam and I have no idea what the next 10 years hold, right? But you got to know that you know that you know that you trust God and His plan.
His plan is perfect, and I believe that, and Amanda believes that. Our hope is in Him, and our outcome is known, right? I hope to be able to see my kids grow up. I hope to be able to walk my daughter down the aisle. Those are things that I hope for. I don't know if that outcome will happen. That's unknown, but my outcome in Jesus is known. It was written 2,000 years ago, and so for me, that's why I don't have anything to fear. It's a peace that surpasses all understanding.